Ever wondered how one company's dream could transform an entire nation's way of moving? Today we are diving into the thrilling tale of how Bajaj Auto didn't just build scooters. They built a legacy on two wheels that rewrote Indian history. And trust me, there's something very interesting that happened at the very beginning. So stick around until the end to uncover this surprising fact. But first, let me ask you, do you know what it takes to introduce a new vehicle to an entire country? Can you imagine how much dedication, risk and vision goes into such an effort? Well, it all started with a man, Jamnalal Bajaj, who didn't just create a company. He had a dream to transform India's transportation scene. And this story has so much more than just scooters. It's about a vision for independence, both for the country and its people. Now here's the part where you'll want to stay with me till the end. There's one key event that changed everything for Bajaj Auto, and it's something that most people don't even know. But more on that in a minute. Let's dive into how this journey began. Let's step back in time. The year is 1945. World War II had just ended and India was on the cusp of gaining independence. Jamnalal Bajaj, a close confidant of Mahatma Gandhi, had always believed in supporting Indian goods and entrepreneurship. His efforts weren't just about creating a business. They were about nurturing the spirit of Swadeshi, which means of one's own country. Imagine telling your children or friends that you're about to launch a vehicle manufacturing company in a time when most Indians relied on foreign goods. Now think about this. What do you think was the first vehicle that Bajaj Auto brought to India? Scooters, right? Actually, it wasn't just scooters. It was a variety of 2 and 3 wheelers. But there's more. Jamnalal's son, Rahul Bajaj, took his father's dream forward, and that's where the real magic happened. Remember that interesting fact I mentioned earlier? We are almost there, but before that, let's talk about how Bajaj Auto became synonymous with scooters. It wasn't easy. The company faced stiff competition from international brands. But through grit and a deep connection with the Indian people, Bajaj Auto gained immense trust. But in 1970s, their scooters became a status symbol in India. Like having a Bajaj Chetak was a big deal for families. Now, before I give you the major turning point, here's a question for you. Do you or your parents have memories of riding a Bajaj Chetak scooter? It's one of those nostalgic symbols that connected generations, isn't it? And here's something I'm sure book lovers will enjoy. Rahul Bajaj himself has been featured in books about Indian business history. If you're curious, check out the book Rahul Bajaj, An Extraordinary Life by Geeta Pirmal. It's a wonderful read that gives us a behind-the-scenes view of how a business family transformed India's transport industry. Stories like these show us how entrepreneurs build legacies, just like how Jamnalal and Rahul Bajaj did with the Bajaj Auto. Now finally, here's the big reveal you've been waiting for. Did you know that when Bajaj Auto first started, they didn't even have a manufacturer of their own scooters? Yes, that's right. In the beginning, they were the licensed producers of the Italian brand Vespa. It wasn't until the 1970s that Bajaj started making their own scooters. The famous Chetak, which went on to become a beloved Indian brand. So when we see a Bajaj scooter zooming by today, we are not just looking at a vehicle, we are seeing a slice of Indian history, a story of independence, innovation and resilience. It's like reading an adventure book where each chapter brings a new twist, a new trim. And before we wrap up, tell me what's your favorite memory of a Bajaj scooter? Or better yet, have you heard any stories from your parents or grandparents about the good old days of Bajaj scooters? I would love to know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this deep dive into how Bajaj Auto became a part of Indian history. If you did, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And remember, stay tuned for our next video where we'll dive into another fascinating story that has shaped the world we live in today. Until then, stay curious, keep reading and ride on. Signing off from Page Pulse Bailey. See you next time.